Hello, so here I am at section 12. I just visited my mum over there, and where I'm walking is section 12 on the right, and across the street is section 11. It usually happens this way in Malaysia, or in Petaling Jaya anyway, that roads always act as a boundary between different sections. It's 12:20, so it's a bit crazy because it's very hot, and as they say, you know, only mad dogs and Englishmen, and I ain't an Englishman, so what does that leave me? Okay, so I'm walking down section 11. Oh, this is actually, is that section 11 and is this in section 12? Okay, maybe I got it wrong completely. But we'll see some signposts. So maybe that is section 11 and this is section 12. Okay, so maybe I got it wrong, the opposite way wrong. The opposite way around. Yeah, so this is section 12. Okay, so that was section 11. Alright, I was wrong. So the reason I'm walking here is because this is a very nice part of Petaling Jaya, and it's one of the places where it's really spacious. You know, as you can see, the roads are pretty wide in the sense that it's only a two-lane thing, but the two lanes make up a pretty wide space. And look at this huge tree here. And when I was a kid, I used to remember all these hot afternoons for sale. Yeah, hot afternoons. And apparently I read somewhere that this area consists of 533 or 500 something 35 bungalows and something. So it's not the largest area there is, but it is a lovely area in the sense that it's a lot more spacious than quite a lot of other neighborhoods. As you can see from the from the road, you have a monsoon drain, and then you have the houses which have gardens, which in the days of condos doesn't exist. You have communal gardens, and look at this. Wide streets. I'm standing in the middle of the road like a mad dog, and if you look at this place, for example, it's a single-story house and it's got a large garden. Isn't that wonderful? And this, I think it's a rambutan tree. Looks like it. And I think I've seen some rambutans on them at some point. And then of course over there, look at that again. Look at these houses. They're so charming. And this house, huge. It's got its own driveway. These two houses. And there are a lot of houses for sale in this area, going by the property online sites. And I wonder why, because this is such a lovely area. Another place that's not been used. Don't know what's that all about. I used to have a friend who used to live down here. Well, it wasn't technically was my brother's friend, and my brother, I don't know who he was the friend of. I think it was there were two brothers. There were brothers there, a couple of them. One was younger, one was older. I'm stating the obvious. Unless they were twins, but they weren't twins. And they lived in one of these houses, and I used to know the younger brother quite a bit because he used to be a really good squash player, and I really loved the way he played and I loved his style. So he used to play squash with me occasionally when he felt like a warm-up, because that's what he did, because he was just too good for me. And yeah, I was always in awe of him. His play was superb, and he lived in one of these houses. I think I don't think it exists anymore, in the sense that I think it's probably been, you know, bought and then built over. So I don't expect to see it, but it's around this area somewhere. Such a lovely area, huh? Look at this. White streets, so quiet. And what is this? I mean, they could call this, I'm not going to say, because let me just check, okay? Wait. Okay, well, I was gonna say that maybe that's a river. But it isn't, it's a drain, it's a monsoon drain. Anyway, let's get back to section 12. Yeah, so I haven't really walked down any of these places on the left, which is what I'm going to do, because I never really walked around the terrace houses. Now this place looks familiar. Could this be his place? Yeah, it could be actually. The only surviving place that hasn't been built over yet. This or that. It could be that one too. One next over there. But anyway. Let's go have a look at this terrace estate on the left. I can't remember the name of that school, but I remember as a kid I did run a relay race there, 4x100 race. And you know, as kids we used to go out in the hot sun, like 12 afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It was normal for us, you know, to run relays and stuff. You have sports day, and sports day, they don't really wait for the sun to go down in the evenings, you know. Sports day would be the whole day. So you have events in the morning. I remember having to go for my long jump, and after long jump, take my place in the 4x100 team relay. I was usually the third leg, which is going around the corner. Come to a park, well, communal area really. And most of these places have this kind of a square, if you like to call it, and you usually have a playground and just a recreation area for people who live in the area, or those who just want to grab a rest. And it's nice and cool. Selamat tengah hari. And it's welcome, even for me. So, okay. I mean, the only reason is like over there. I just want to go over there because it's such a nice... I saw the terrace houses from over there. And so I just thought I'd come here. But it's nice and restful. Look at it. Lovely. Look, all the houses, it's so lovely. I like all the trees there. That's an old house. But it's nice to see all the trees, and some of these trees are fruit trees. Okay, let's go down this way. So I haven't been down this way. But it makes such a difference unoccupied. And I just love the way that you can have all these plants growing. You know, it's a different feel completely. It's almost like being in the country. That's what I like about all these places. See what I mean? And you have your own patch of wilderness. That's the backs of the house. And then you have this one, which is abandoned again, by the looks of it. And your little bit of wilderness, which I think is so charming. What can I say? Banana. Bling bing. Banana. Somebody's cooking some food and it smells great. Now it is a swelteringly hot day. But you know what? I don't mind. I quite like the sun on me. And once in a while, look at this. Do you have any idea what tree this is? It's a fruit tree. It's a star fruit tree. So those flowers are very distinct. It's like, you can even smell it. It smells like a star fruit. No star fruits. Murdoch bird. Sugar cane. Black sugar cane. Good, eh? Alright, I'm not going to walk all the way around. I have a friend who lives here somewhere. One of these houses, probably up that way, but I'm not going to go that way because it looks as though it's huge houses and stuff. Okay, so up that way is going to be more sort of bigger houses. Okay, let's go. Quick look up there, okay? Okay, this is just me, okay? You know, a lot of people buy land or they buy the house and then they build over. And so you have a huge house with no garden, right? So you got a huge house, but it's no garden. And for me personally, if I bought a space, I would go for the opposite. I'd go for a small house and a big, and that's just the way I roll. You know, I'd prefer just a small house and a big garden where I can plant a lot of stuff. See a rather small house, larger garden. I like all the older houses, of course. And I'm not attracted at all to the larger so-called modern dwellings. Unless it's done very tastefully, of course. Much prefer old styley kind of houses. It's a lovely day. I'm going to turn off the camera for a bit because it's overheating. So there's some places where they still have the original place and extensions, which I think is good if you have the space. But I prefer the place downstairs because down the hill, because you get more chances of having a space of your own or a secret garden at the back of your house. So let's go down, and I'm going to show you another place that I haven't walked by but I've seen from the road. A bit of a phenomenon. Look at this tree. Wow. Looks like a ficus starting to grow again. And I guess it must have been a huge tree by the looks of it. I wonder what this place used to be. Probably a rubber plantation. Another rambutan tree. Be nice when the rambutans are in season. Okay, so I'm going down. So we're coming up to Sultan Abdul Samad School. This is the school I was referring to earlier on that I couldn't remember the name of. And yes, I've run relays here, as I say, as I've said. That leads up to the main road. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to double back on myself. So because there's a certain place I want to go to, and I'd rather document the place now before it's too late. I'll tell you about it later. Oh lovely, look at this. So nice and bright. Goes with the tree. Oh look at this car. It's tiny. Wow. What is that? Okay, so here's another space. Look at this. This is what I prefer. I would prefer to have a smaller house and a larger garden. Cut trees. Maybe the roots were interfering with the foundation, I don't know. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the fewer trees that I cut, the better. And look at this. What a beautiful, healthy plant. Bush. Isn't it beautiful? Another place for sale. Look at this. See, I mean, in the past they used to have smaller houses and bigger gardens. Which to me makes so much sense. I would have like fruit trees growing here, I guess. Possibly I'd make it into a mini farm, and maybe even a, well, tiny rockery type waterfall swimming pool. Not swimming pool, just a pool, okay, where you can just go and dunk yourself in. Swimming pools, they're okay if they're done tastefully, but a pool, a nice pool, a body pool. Isn't it such a beautiful day? Another place that's for sale, but in the interim, nature has taken over. Completely boarded up. Let's have a look and see what's inside. Beautiful, huh? I wonder what's going to happen to this place. Maybe just turn it into something. Wow, it's property probably. Somebody bought it. And probably will build a house there at some point. Shame. Today is a hot day. Look at all the dry grass. Something as a kid I would set on fire. Ride around on the bike with matchbox rubber band to the handlebar, and as I pass I'll strike a match, throw it down, and before it extinguished, it would have set that on fire. It would still be in its prime of eruption. So it's a hot day, but it's not as hot as it could be. I mean, there's been a heat spell in Malaysia and in Kuala Lumpur and PJ, and they recommended everybody drinking a lot of water and staying in. And that's what I did for a few days. I didn't bother going out too much, but today it seems to be a bit more tolerable. So I'm walking up to this place over there, which is the University Hospital, but we're not going there. I'm just walking this way because there is a secret alley or a magical alley that I want to take. I haven't walked down there before, but I've seen it on my walk to visit my mum, and it leads to a road. And I'll tell you more about it later. Look at how lovely this is. This is the Sri Murugan Center, but I'm sure before 1982 I've dropped somebody off here to stay. And look, this, and it leads up to this place over here, which is a huge house. It's got a couple of lovely trees just on the side. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm coming up to the objective of my intention, and it happens to be this magical alleyway. Alright, are we ready for this? Let's go. Watch out for water. Don't want to slip. Definitely. So it's almost as though you could be in the jungle already, huh? And of course you come up to this place. Now, what is over here on my right is a car park. Now I don't believe that this car park was here for a long time, because as you can see, there's a gate here. And there's a gate here. So these used to be houses at one point, where the land had been bought over and that it being converted into a car park, because you know there's a lot of money in car parks. In a day you can make a lot if you charge 10 ringgit per car per day. If you have 100 cars, if you have 200 cars, if you have 300 cars, how much is that per day? 3,000, 5,000 ringgit per day, easy, if you have a big enough space. So this is the reason why I'm coming down this area, because as you can see again here, that's 3 houses that have been taken over by the car park. And over here, it's nice to see place that's intact. It's almost like being in a jungle. Look at this. Look at all these roots that are coming down from the tree. I mean, eventually they become this. They take root and they become like a support for the tree, and it just spreads. And as you can see, these are abandoned places. And what I believe, what the neighbors are very concerned about is that this land and houses belong to University Malaya, and they're rezoning it to make it so that they're able to build institutional developments, basically. And institutional developments things like healthcare and assisted home for the aged. So these houses now are vacant, and this is only one part of it, because let's go down this road first and see, because this is only one side of it. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a monitor lizard on the side, on the left side of the road, of the drain, of the embankment on top. It's a huge one. So this is Jalan 12/7, and look at all the houses. Yeah, so the residents are quite concerned that it might disrupt the peace there is here in section 12 if they have institutionalized developments. And I can see their worry. I mean, I also hope that if these plans go through, they would still keep the original buildings, because I'm sure it can be repurposed just the way it is. But of course, it depends on how greedy the companies are, whether they like to optimize the space. So it's crazy, this whole row. And this is not the only row, obviously. Isn't it beautiful, this place? Isn't it such a wonderful place to live in? An area? So I'm going to just go in here, seeing as I can, and just have a look at the house. Hopefully there are no doggies here. Completely abandoned, roof caving in. I don't think I want to go upstairs. Look at this compound, look at this. An outhouse? Wow. Looks like this could be the kitchen, or yep, kitchen. Then an outhouse. Ooh, look at all these fruit seeds. Oops, looks a bit soggy over there. Looks like a toilet or something. And look at this compound, looks so beautiful. And over that side, oops, I just stepped in some sludge. More houses. Similarly unoccupied. I can't say abandoned, because I don't think it would be abandoned in the sense that if it was open. I'm not going to go there. Look at the water, it's so soggy. whole place is soggy. It looks as though it needs drainage, this place. It's not drained, properly drained. So it's quite soggy, this ground's quite soggy, and over there it's just water. So I ain't going to get my shoes wet. And I'm already in another house, so I'm going to go back this way and get out. Otherwise I'll be trapped in by the fences. So just to give you an idea of what these houses are like. It's so beautiful, isn't it? And don't forget, just over there is a main road. And across that is University Malaya. And like I say, this has been earmarked for institutionalized development. Okay, let's get out of here. I've been bitten by mosquitoes. All right. Anybody in? Oh, nobody in. Look at this place. Lovely, huh? It's almost like a time warp. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm doubling back on myself to take a walk from where I started on the magic or secret alleyway, so that we can complete this whole row and show you these houses that are unoccupied. Lovely trees, love them. Okay, so I'm back up to where I initially started, and this would be the houses that we saw that were on the right just now. So I'm just making my way back now. And not only that, across the main street, which is just over this small little hump, there are some other houses over that side too. Not as many as there are here, but isn't it beautiful? Can you imagine if you have family and you lived here and you had all this garden space? Isn't it just like paradise? Owning a bit of paradise in the heart of Petaling Jaya. I could say so. Just crazy, huh? I'm going to go down this one because it looks pretty interesting, and also because there's no gate or anything. Just imagine. I guess you would have to look after drainage, obviously, because you're on sort of a slope. And it's not too steep so that you'd have too much trouble with landslides and stuff. Oh, blimey. Don't fall on me. Christ. It's coming down. I'm not going upstairs, of course. Looks like this was the kitchen, possibly. Yeah. Taken over by plants. Well, some growth. Toilet. Room. Parquet for flooring. Your view. Another view. Definitely a bedroom. Cupboard space. Another huge window. Of course, plants turning over. Your lounge. Big window. Tree taking over. Lovely, huh? Space behind. Looks like an outhouse. Neighbor. And your neighbors down there. That's the road I walked down just now. So beautiful. And we're coming up some more houses on the right which are abandoned. Again, same as the other road. Isn't it encouraging to see nature taking over? And obviously this is another house. And this is just by the main road. So you can see all this as you drive past, or as you zoom past. That's University Veterinary Hospital. Again, same thing. You can see the main roads over there. So we're coming up to the end of the road. There are only another 3 houses, I'd say, left on the right. This one, unoccupied. And of course all the ones on the left. Crazy, isn't it? Look how much peace there is. And there is a surprise at the end of this road. Okay, so if you look at this building, it's not too much in disrepair. I don't know if there's anybody staying in there. A lot of cars. Why are there a lot of cars? Because it's being used as a car park. And why is it being used as a car park? Across the street, abandoned. Or unoccupied, I should say. And over here, there is a Indian restaurant. Exco only. So I've been here to eat before. It's afternoon. I think this might be private, don't know. I've been here before though. So it says over there, is this only a members place? It's open to public, isn't it?
Yeah, that day, last time I went here, I parked here inside.
Ah, okay. But anybody can eat here, anybody can makan.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so it's open for business and I've eaten there before. I was trying to get some water, but it seems like it's too busy. I'm dying of thirst. Oh, well, that's a good thing about this place. Okay, there's the last space. Like I say, I've eaten here before once and it was pleasant enough. That was when it first started. This is going back years, maybe, or 5 years ago. And this is the end of my escapade in section 12. Okay, so that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye bye.